The vast emptiness of space stretched before the stellar horizon, a sleek human transport vessel cutting through the inky blackness like a silver arrow. Captain David Park sat in his command chair, his fingers rhythmically tapping the holographic control panel. Something felt different about this sector, a tension that hummed beneath the usual cosmic quiet. First Officer Rachel Lee monitored the ship's long-range sensors, her dark eyes scanning the multiple displays that flickered with streams of data. Suddenly, a massive energy signature burst into their sensor range, causing the ship's warning systems to pulse with urgent red light. "Captain," Rachel called out, "we've got an incoming vessel, massive energy signature. It's not like anything in our database." David leaned forward, his military training instantly shifting from routine navigation to potential threat assessment. The ship's defensive systems hummed to life, invisible shields preparing to protect against any potential attack. But this was no ordinary encounter. A transmission crackled through the communication systems. The voice was clear, precise, but carried an underlying tone of desperation. "Human vessel, this is Princess Arya Kim of the Galactic Frontier Alliance. I require immediate assistance." The image that accompanied the transmission was extraordinary. A young woman with striking features and an intricate metallic headpiece looked directly into the communication relay. Her eyes held a combination of royal pride and urgent need. Michael Choi, the navigation specialist, zoomed in on the incoming vessel. Its hull was scarred and damaged, multiple energy signatures indicating recent combat. Burn marks and structural breaches told a story of a desperate escape. "We're detecting multiple weapon impacts," Michael reported. "The vessel's quantum stabilizers are critically damaged. If they don't receive assistance soon, they'll be stranded." "Captain." Park understood the complex dynamics of interstellar diplomacy. A royal vessel in distress could mean potential diplomatic incident if ignored, but providing assistance could also open unexpected complications. "Patch me through," he instructed Rachel. The communication channel opened. David's voice was calm, professional, but carried an underlying firmness. "Princess Arya Kim, this is Captain David Park of the Stellar Horizon. We've detected your vessel's critical condition. What specific assistance do you require?" The princess's response was immediate. Her holographic image flickered slightly, revealing the stress of her recent escape. "Captain, my mission is of utmost galactic importance. My vessel was attacked by rebel factions seeking to disrupt the current political stability. I need safe transport and strategic support." Michael's additional scans revealed something more. The rebel ships that had pursued the princess were still within tracking range, their weapon signatures suggesting they were regrouping for another potential attack. Rachel whispered to David, "We can't just leave her out here. Those rebel ships could destroy her vessel within minutes." The tension on the bridge was palpable. A decision needed to be made quickly. Providing assistance to an alien royal could mean potential conflict, but abandoning her would violate every humanitarian protocol. "Captain." Park's hand hovered over the navigation controls. One command could commit his ship and crew to an unexpected journey, potentially placing them in the middle of an interstellar conflict. The princess waited, her holographic image a mix of vulnerability and royal determination. Her civilization's future, perhaps even her personal survival, hung in the balance of this moment. The stellar horizon's engines hummed with potential energy, ready to respond to whatever command David would give. Michael's hands were poised over the navigation systems, waiting for instructions. In this moment, suspended between stars and potential conflict, a decision would be made that could alter the course of human-alien relations forever. Captain David Park took a deep breath. The conference room of the Stellar Horizon transformed into a makeshift diplomatic space. Princess Arya Kim stood near the holographic display, her posture revealing both exhaustion and royal composure. Captain David Park sat across from her, his hands folded carefully on the metallic table. "Your vessel cannot simply transport me," Arya explained. "I need more than just a ride. I require active support and strategic collaboration." Michael Choi brought up detailed star charts showing the rebel fleet's potential movement paths. The holographic display revealed complex trajectories that looked like intricate spider webs of potential conflict zones. Rachel Lee monitored the communication systems, tracking potential incoming transmissions from the rebel ships. Her fingers moved swiftly across the advanced communication panels, jamming potential tracking signals. "Our ship is not a military vessel," David responded carefully. "We are a transport ship with limited combat capabilities." Princess Arya revealed a small data crystal, sliding it across the table. The crystal contained encrypted information about the rebel threat, a technological uprising that could destabilize multiple star systems. "These rebels are not just political dissidents," she explained. "They possess quantum disruption technology that could collapse communication networks across 3 major galactic regions." Michael's eyes widened as he analyzed the preliminary data. The technology described was beyond current human understanding, something that could potentially threaten Earth's emerging interstellar communication infrastructure. David understood the strategic implications immediately. This was no longer just about helping an alien princess. This was about protecting potential human interests in the broader galactic landscape. "What exactly do you propose?" David asked, his tone calm but calculating. Princess Arya outlined a complex plan. She needed the Stellar Horizon's advanced stealth systems, its quantum communication capabilities, and, most importantly, its crew's adaptability. The human ship could navigate through rebel-controlled sectors with minimal detection. Rachel uploaded preliminary threat assessments. The rebel fleet was massive, with at least 12 advanced warships capable of destroying multiple planetary systems. Their technology suggested they were well-funded and strategically organized. "If we assist you," David pressed, "what guarantees can you provide for my crew's safety?" The princess activated another holographic display. It showed detailed defensive protocols, technological exchange agreements, and potential diplomatic recognition for human vessels in the Galactic Frontier Alliance. Michael studied the technological specifications. The potential knowledge transfer alone was worth significant diplomatic capital. Human scientists would gain unprecedented insights into advanced quantum navigation and communication technologies. "Our assistance comes with conditions," David stated firmly. "Full transparency about the conflict, complete sharing of technological data, and a formal diplomatic agreement protecting human interests." Princess Arya's smile was subtle but genuine. She understood the art of negotiation. Humans were not simply going to be her transport, they were going to be strategic partners. The ship's computer systems began processing the initial agreement. Complex algorithms calculated potential risks, diplomatic implications, and strategic advantages. Each second of calculation represented potential galactic consequences. Outside the conference room, the Stellar Horizon continued its silent journey through the star-filled darkness. Its systems prepared for a mission that was far beyond its original transport specifications. Rachel's communication systems picked up distant rebel transmission fragments. They were searching, hunting for the princess's escape route. Each moment counted. "We have a limited window," Michael announced. "Approximately 72 standard hours before the rebel fleet can potentially track our quantum signature." David looked at Princess Arya. A silent understanding passed between them. This was more than a diplomatic mission. This was about survival, about protecting civilizations from potential destruction. The negotiation was more than an agreement. It was the beginning of an unexpected alliance that would reshape galactic political landscapes. Princess Arya extended her hand, a human gesture. She had carefully learned. David Park reached out and shook it. The massive holographic display flickered with intricate data streams, revealing the complex network of rebel fleet movements. Princess Arya Kim's fingers moved across the projection, highlighting critical, strategic points that made Captain David Park's breath catch. "These are not ordinary rebels," she explained, her voice steady and precise. "They possess quantum disruption technology that can collapse entire communication networks within minutes." "Michael," Choi zoomed into the holographic map, his fingers tracing the potential attack vectors. The rebel fleet wasn't just a military threat. They represented a technological nightmare that could cripple multiple civilizations simultaneously. Rachel Lee's communication systems began picking up encrypted transmission fragments, small bursts of data that suggested the rebels were actively tracking their current trajectory. Each transmission was like a digital breadcrumb, revealing more about their advanced technological capabilities. How did they develop such technology? David asked, studying the complex data patterns. Princess Arya's expression darkened. Internal political fractures within our governmental systems. Some factions believed in complete technological isolation. Others wanted open technological exchange. The rebels represent the most extreme version of technological protectionism. The Stellar Horizon's quantum navigation systems began calculating potential escape routes. Michael's hands moved with practiced precision, creating multiple potential paths that could avoid direct rebel fleet confrontation. Suddenly, the ship's defensive systems triggered a warning. Multiple quantum signatures were emerging from subspace, creating ripples in the standard communication frequencies. The rebels were closer than anyone had anticipated. They've developed quantum tracking technology, Rachel announced, her voice maintaining professional calm despite the rising tension. Our current stealth systems might not be enough to completely hide our signature. David understood the implications immediately. This was no longer a simple transport mission. They were now potentially facing a technological threat that could reshape entire galactic communication structures. Princess Arya activated a secondary data crystal, revealing more detailed information about the rebel leadership. Complex, psychological profiles emerged, showing a group driven by fear of technological contamination and a radical desire to maintain strict technological boundaries. They believe any external technological influence will destroy their cultural integrity, she explained. But their methods are becoming increasingly destructive. Michael's analysis showed something even more alarming. The rebel fleet's quantum disruption technology could potentially create cascading communication failures across multiple star systems. Entire planetary networks could be rendered completely non-functional within seconds. We're talking about a potential communication apocalypse, Michael muttered, his fingers moving rapidly across the analysis systems. The Stellar Horizon's defensive systems began preparing multiple countermeasures. Energy shields adjusted, quantum dampeners prepared for potential interference, and communication encryption protocols were upgraded in real time. Rachel's communication systems intercepted another rebel transmission. Fragments of their strategic planning revealed a much larger threat. They weren't just targeting the princess, they were planning a complete technological isolation of multiple star systems. They want to create a technological firewall, Princess Arya explained, cutting off communication, preventing any external technological exchange. David realized the broader implications. This wasn't just about protecting the princess or her civilization. This was about protecting the fundamental principles of technological collaboration and open communication. The ship's internal systems began preparing for potential combat scenarios. Each crew member moved with practiced efficiency, understanding that their mission had transformed from a simple transport operation to a potential galactic intervention. Outside the ship's protective hull, the darkness of space seemed to hold its breath. Rebel fleet signatures continued to move, creating complex mathematical patterns of potential attack vectors. Princess Arya looked at David, her royal composure matching his military precision. "We have one chance," she said. "One opportunity to stop them." The Stellar Horizon continued its silent journey, a tiny vessel carrying the potential to prevent a technological catastrophe that could reshape entire civilizations. The Stellar Horizon's bridge hummed with focused energy. Captain David Park stood at the central command, his hands moving across holographic tactical displays. Princess Arya Kim stood beside him, no longer just a passenger but a strategic partner. "We have a 72-hour window," Michael Choi announced, his fingers dancing across complex navigation systems. "Their quantum tracking systems will be most vulnerable during the next solar radiation burst." Rachel Lee's communication systems intercepted another rebel transmission. Each fragment revealed more about their technological capabilities and their potential weaknesses. The rebels believed in absolute technological isolation, which paradoxically made them vulnerable to external strategic thinking. Princess Arya activated a small device that projected detailed rebel fleet movement patterns. Complex mathematical trajectories showed potential interception points, areas where the stellar horizon could potentially disrupt their communication networks. Their primary weakness is centralized communication, she explained. Unlike human systems that use multiple redundant networks, their entire fleet depends on a single quantum communication hub. David studied the projection carefully. Human military training had always emphasized adaptability and distributed communication systems. The rebel fleet's centralized approach was both their strength and their most significant vulnerability. Michael's navigation calculations revealed a daring approach. By using the natural electromagnetic interference of a nearby neutron star, they could create a quantum communication disruption that would blind the rebel fleet's tracking systems. "It's risky," Rachel warned. "We'd be flying through an area with extreme radiation levels." The stellar horizon's modified shields were designed for precisely such extreme environments. Years of human space exploration had created technology capable of withstanding conditions that would destroy most alien vessels. Princess Arya looked at David with a mixture of respect and strategic understanding. "Your ship was designed for adaptation," she said. "Most alien vessels would consider this approach impossible." The crew worked with synchronized precision. Each member understood that this was more than a mission. This was about protecting fundamental principles of technological exchange and communication. Michael's hands moved across the navigation systems, calculating approach vectors that seemed mathematically impossible. The neutron star's radiation would create natural quantum interference, effectively creating a blind spot in the rebel fleet's tracking systems. Rachel's communication systems began preparing complex encryption protocols. They would use the radiation interference to send masked communication signals that could potentially infiltrate the rebel fleet's central communication hub. "We're not just disrupting their systems," David explained. "We're going to introduce a technological virus that will create internal communication chaos." The plan was elegant in its simplicity. By using the natural electromagnetic environment and advanced human communication technologies, they could potentially disable the entire rebel fleet without firing a single weapon. Princess Arya uploaded additional technological signatures that would help mask their approach. Her civilization's advanced quantum encryption would complement the stellar horizon's adaptive communication systems. Outside the ship's protective hull, the neutron star's massive electromagnetic field created beautiful but deadly radiation patterns. Most vessels would be completely destroyed by such an environment. The stellar horizon prepared to dance through its most dangerous challenge. "Preparing quantum communication infiltration," Michael announced. His voice was calm, almost casual, despite the mission's extreme complexity. Rachel's systems began generating complex communication algorithms. Each signal was designed to look like natural radiation interference, while secretly carrying technological disruption protocols. The ship's internal systems adjusted. Radiation shields reached maximum efficiency. Communication encryption reached levels of complexity that would be impossible for the rebel fleet to quickly decode. Princess Arya looked at David. No words were needed. They had transformed from strangers to strategic partners in a matter of hours. The neutron star's massive electromagnetic field grew closer. Radiation levels that would destroy most vessels created a natural protective environment for their approach. "Initiating quantum communication infiltration," Michael announced. The stellar horizon moved forward, a tiny vessel carrying the potential to prevent a technological catastrophe. The Carina Nebula blazed with unexpected colors as the stellar horizon emerged from quantum interference. 15 rebel fleet vessels hung motionless, their communication systems suddenly paralyzed by the sophisticated technological virus introduced during their approach. "Communication networks are completely compromised," Michael Choi announced, his voice calm despite the magnitude of their achievement. Princess Arya Kim watched the holographic display, her royal composure revealing a mixture of strategic satisfaction and profound respect for human technological capabilities. The rebel fleet's centralized communication system had been completely neutralized without firing a single weapon. Captain David Park studied the tactical display. Each rebel vessel now floated like a disconnected machine, unable to coordinate or communicate. Their technological isolation had become their ultimate weakness. Rachel Lee's communication systems began broadcasting a standardized surrender protocol. The message was clear, precise, and offered minimal conflict resolution options. Years of human diplomatic training were evident in every transmitted signal. "They cannot respond," Michael explained. "Our quantum virus has completely isolated each vessel's communication capabilities. They are essentially blind and deaf. The nebula's electromagnetic environment provided perfect cover for their strategic intervention. Radiation patterns masked their approach, making the stellar horizon virtually undetectable to any potential reinforcement fleets. Princess Arya activated a secondary communication protocol that would notify her civilization's diplomatic corps. The rebels would be captured but not destroyed, a nuanced approach that reflected both royal strategy and humanitarian considerations. "We've disrupted their network without creating additional conflict," David observed. "Complete technological neutralization without unnecessary destruction." Each crew member understood the significance of their mission. They had not just protected the princess or stopped a potential technological threat. They had demonstrated a new model of interstellar conflict resolution. Suddenly, one rebel vessel attempted a last-resort energy surge. Its quantum drives began preparing for a potentially destructive self-destruction sequence. "Tracking potential detonation," Rachel announced. Her fingers moved across communication systems, introducing additional quantum suppression signals that would prevent any potential explosive sequence. Michael's navigation calculations were precise. The stellar horizon moved with surgical accuracy, using the nebula's natural electromagnetic environment to further suppress the rebel vessel's energy systems. Princess Arya's technological upload provided additional suppression protocols. Her civilization's advanced quantum encryption worked in perfect synchronization with human technological systems. The rebellious vessel's energy surge collapsed. Its quantum drives powered down, rendering the ship completely inoperable. "Complete fleet neutralization achieved," Michael reported. His voice carried a mixture of professional calm and subtle pride. David understood the broader implications. This wasn't just a military victory. This was a demonstration of technological collaboration, of how different civilizations could work together to resolve complex conflicts. Rachel's communication systems began preparing diplomatic transmission protocols. Standard galactic communication guidelines would be followed, ensuring minimal potential for future conflicts. Princess Arya looked at David with genuine respect. "Your approach was unexpected," she said. "Most civilizations would have chosen direct military confrontation. The Stellar Horizon's crew had transformed a potential large-scale conflict into a precise, minimal-damage intervention. No lives had been lost. No additional technological damage had been created. Outside the ship's protective hull, the Carina Nebula continued its beautiful, chaotic dance. Radiation patterns shifted, creating magnificent color displays that seemed to celebrate their strategic success. "Preparing for diplomatic extraction," David announced. Each word was calculated, professional, reflecting years of human space exploration training. Michael's navigation systems began calculating return trajectories. They would return the captured rebel vessels to appropriate judicial systems, following standard galactic protocols. Princess Arya uploaded comprehensive documentation about the rebel faction's technological development. This would help prevent similar future conflicts and provide valuable insights for multiple civilizations. The Stellar Horizon had done more than complete a mission. They had demonstrated a new model of interstellar conflict resolution, one based on technological understanding, strategic thinking, and minimal destructive potential. As they prepared to exit the Carina Nebula, the ship's systems hummed with quiet satisfaction. A small human transport vessel had just changed galactic diplomatic dynamics forever.